Unveiling the riches. Saudi Arabia's journey to becoming a global oil exporter. The story of how Saudi Arabia discovered oil and evolved into a global oil exporter is a fascinating tale of exploration, geopolitics, and economic transformation. The discovery of oil in Saudi Arabia not only revolutionized the nation's economy but also had a profound impact on the world's energy landscape. This article delves into the remarkable journey of Saudi Arabia from an arid desert nation to a major player in the global oil market. The early days, exploring the Arabian Desert. Long before the world recognized Saudi Arabia as an oil powerhouse, the region was known for its vast deserts and nomadic lifestyle. The 20th century brought with it a series of developments that would forever change the course of the nation's history. In the early 1930s, amidst a backdrop of global industrialization and increased demand for energy resources, exploration efforts in the Arabian Peninsula gained momentum. The turning point: discovery of commercial oil reserves. The pivotal moment in Saudi Arabia's journey occurred on March 3, 1938, when American geologists Dr. Max Steinecke and Carl Twitchell, working on behalf of the California Arabian Standard Oil Company, CASOC, later known as Aramco, struck oil in the remote region of Dammam. This discovery marked the birth of the Saudi Arabian oil industry and the beginning of a new era for the nation's economy. Soon after, in 1939, the first commercial shipment of Saudi oil was exported to international markets. This marked the initial step towards transforming Saudi Arabia into one of the world's leading oil exporters. Over the years, subsequent discoveries in Ghawar, Safaniya, and other fields solidified the country's status as a global energy heavyweight. Geopolitical impact: the birth of OPEC. As Saudi Arabia's oil production began to surge, it found itself in a unique position of influence within the global oil market. In 1960, Saudi Arabia joined hands with other oil-producing nations to establish the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. This organization aimed to unify the policies of oil-producing countries and to ensure fair and stable prices in the international oil market. OPEC's formation allowed Saudi Arabia to leverage its vast oil reserves to negotiate with consuming nations and assert its influence on global energy dynamics. The 1973 oil embargo, which was led by OPEC nations in response to Western support for Israel during the Yom Kippur War, showcased Saudi Arabia's ability to wield its oil production as a geopolitical tool. Economic transformation: from sand to skyline. The discovery of oil brought about rapid economic transformation in Saudi Arabia. The influx of petrodollars enabled the nation to invest in infrastructure, education, healthcare, and industrialization. The country's oil revenues also facilitated the development of megacities like Riyadh and Jeddah, transforming the desert landscape into modern metropolises. Furthermore, the Saudi government established the Saudi Arabian Oil Company, Saudi Aramco, in 1988, which is one of the world's largest integrated oil and gas companies. The company's management and investment strategies have played a crucial role in the nation's economic diversification efforts. A legacy of oil and beyond. The discovery of oil in Saudi Arabia propelled the nation from obscurity to global prominence. It shaped the nation's economy, fueled industrialization, and gave Saudi Arabia a central role in global energy affairs. However, as the world transitions towards cleaner and more sustainable energy sources, Saudi Arabia faces new challenges and opportunities. The nation's Vision 2030 initiative aims to diversify the economy and reduce its dependence on oil, marking a new chapter in its journey. In retrospect, Saudi Arabia's rise as a global oil exporter is a testament to human ingenuity, the power of natural resources, and the intricate interplay of geopolitics and economics on the global stage. The story of this journey will forever be etched in history as a remarkable tale of transformation from desert sands to oil-fueled prosperity. Navigating turbulence: Saudi Arabia's journey through wars and challenges in the wake of oil discovery. The discovery of oil in Saudi Arabia in the early 20th century marked the beginning of a new era for the nation's economy and global significance. However, as oil became a pivotal asset, Saudi Arabia found itself embroiled in a series of wars and challenges that tested its resilience and determination. This article explores the history of how Saudi Arabia faced wars and navigated through various challenges after the discovery of oil. The birth of a petro-economy. Saudi Arabia's transformation from an arid desert region to a major oil-producing nation was met with unprecedented economic growth. The influx of oil revenue fueled the nation's modernization efforts, enabling it to build infrastructure, invest in education, healthcare, and diversify its economy. The country's newfound wealth also granted it a significant role in global oil markets, turning it into a crucial player on the international stage. The first test: Arab-Israeli conflict and the oil embargo, 1973. One of the earliest and most significant challenges Saudi Arabia faced after the discovery of oil was the Arab-Israeli conflict, which culminated in the Yom Kippur War of 1973. In response to Western support for Israel, OPEC nations, led by Saudi Arabia, imposed an oil embargo, causing a global energy crisis. The embargo had far-reaching economic and geopolitical implications, highlighting Saudi Arabia's ability to wield its oil reserves as a potent political tool. The Gulf War, 1990-1991, a regional test of stability. The invasion of Kuwait by Iraq's Saddam Hussein in 1990 marked another critical juncture for Saudi Arabia. Fearing a potential threat to its own sovereignty, Saudi Arabia swiftly sought international support, leading to the deployment of a coalition of forces, including the United States, to liberate Kuwait during the Gulf War. The war showcased Saudi Arabia's importance as a strategic ally in the region and underscored its commitment to regional stability. Challenges in the 21st century: terrorism and geopolitical shifts. The 21st century brought with it new challenges for Saudi Arabia. The rise of transnational terrorism, including the events of September 11, 2001, put the nation under scrutiny as some of the attackers were Saudi nationals. The country took steps to address these concerns by implementing counter-terrorism measures and collaborating with the international community to combat extremism. Furthermore, geopolitical shifts in the Middle East, including the Arab Spring and conflicts in Syria and Yemen, posed complex challenges for Saudi Arabia. The nation had to balance its regional interests while navigating the changing dynamics of the region. Vision 2030, diversification and the road ahead. Recognizing the need to reduce its dependence on oil, Saudi Arabia launched the Vision 2030 initiative in 2016. This ambitious plan aims to diversify the economy, develop non-oil sectors, and create a more sustainable future for the nation. By investing in industries like technology, entertainment, and tourism, Saudi Arabia seeks to ensure its long-term prosperity even as the world transitions toward cleaner energy sources. The history of Saudi Arabia after the discovery of oil is a testament to the nation's resilience and adaptability in the face of wars and challenges. From leveraging its oil reserves for political influence to collaborating with global partners for regional stability, Saudi Arabia has demonstrated its capacity to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes. As the nation looks toward a future marked by economic diversification and sustainability, it remains committed to shaping its destiny while maintaining its role as a key player in global affairs. Shifting tides. How Saudi Arabia lost control over oil, redefining geopolitics globally. The saga of Saudi Arabia's rise as a dominant force in the oil industry was marred by a transformative turn of events that reshaped the global energy landscape. Once a virtual monopolist, Saudi Arabia saw its control over oil markets wane as other countries surged into oil production. This article delves into the factors that led to Saudi Arabia losing its grip on oil markets and the resulting changes in global geopolitics. The era of dominance. For decades after the discovery of oil in the Arabian Peninsula, Saudi Arabia held a unique position in the global energy market. The nation's vast oil reserves, controlled by the state-owned Saudi Arabian Oil Company, Saudi Aramco, enabled it to influence oil prices and supply levels, making it a linchpin in international energy negotiations. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, dominated by Saudi Arabia, played a crucial role in coordinating oil production and setting prices. Challenges to Saudi dominance. However, several factors began to erode Saudi Arabia's dominance over oil markets. Technological advances. As technology evolved, other countries developed the capability to tap into unconventional oil reserves, such as shale oil and oil sands. The United States, in particular, experienced an oil production boom due to advancements in hydraulic fracturing, fracking, techniques. Diversification efforts. Recognizing the vulnerability of their economies to oil price fluctuations, several oil-exporting nations initiated efforts to diversify their economies. Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil exports hindered its ability to adapt to changing market dynamics. Geopolitical rivalries. The shifting dynamics in the Middle East and tensions between Saudi Arabia and other regional powers, like Iran, played a role in the geopolitical calculus of oil production and exports. This complexity impacted Saudi Arabia's influence over global oil markets. Climate concerns. The growing global emphasis on environmental sustainability and the push for cleaner energy alternatives motivated nations to reduce their dependence on fossil fuels, which affected the long-term demand for oil. Unpredictable oil prices. The rise of shale oil production, coupled with market forces and global economic shifts, led to unpredictable oil price fluctuations that challenged Saudi Arabia's ability to maintain price stability. The rise of new players. The emergence of new oil-producing players significantly altered the geopolitical landscape. United States. The U.S. shale oil revolution brought about a surge in domestic oil production, transforming the U.S. from a major oil importer to a significant exporter. This shift not only reduced America's reliance on foreign oil but also weakened Saudi Arabia's influence over global oil prices. Russia. As the world's largest oil producer, Russia's increasing influence in oil markets added to the diversification of global energy suppliers. Its collaboration with OPEC in oil production agreements further reshaped oil dynamics. Other OPEC members. Countries like Iraq, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates ramped up their oil production, challenging Saudi Arabia's once unquestioned dominance within OPEC. The new geopolitical paradigm. Saudi Arabia's diminishing control over oil coincided with a broader geopolitical recalibration. Diversified energy sources. The global shift towards renewable and sustainable energy sources, combined with increased energy efficiency, led to reduced dependence on fossil fuels. This transition altered the economic and strategic importance of oil-producing nations. OPEC's influence. While OPEC still plays a role in shaping oil production agreements, its ability to dictate prices and supply levels has been diluted. Collaborative efforts between OPEC and non-OPEC countries, such as the OPEC Plus alliance, have become crucial for managing oil markets. Geopolitical alliances. The evolving dynamics of oil markets have influenced geopolitical alliances and rivalries. Nations are diversifying their partnerships to secure energy resources and maintain influence in a changing world. Conclusion. The story of Saudi Arabia losing control over oil markets is a testament to the complexities of the global energy landscape. Technological advancements, diversification efforts, changing climate priorities, and the rise of new oil-producing nations collectively transformed the dynamics of global oil geopolitics. Saudi Arabia's journey from being the unrivaled oil powerhouse to adapting to a more diversified energy future serves as a vivid example of how global forces can reshape the fortunes of nations and redefine geopolitical relationships on a grand scale.